everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are back again with the monthly love reading. Alright, we're doing Aquarius for September 2019. It's been a while, okay, so we're going to get right into it, Aquarius. This is for those of you looking for love, have found love, trying to call in love, right? All situations to do with love, we're going to look at one kind of reading, and hopefully parts of this reading will resonate, and whatever doesn't resonate, make sure you just enjoy throwing that away. Let's pull out your cards. We have Flirt, beautiful energy. We have Retreat, and we have Honeymoon. Wow. All right, so this is quite interesting. Three very specific cards out. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have past life relationship. All right. So let's pull out your 9-card spread. All right. I normally pull 2 romance angel cards, but for this reading, I just felt like pulling 3. And I wonder about that. Honeymoon and Retreat, perhaps it was to get a little bit clarity on that retreat, because we have a Flirt as well. But we'll see. Like I said, only parts of this reading may resonate. I mean, you may not resonate with the entire reading, and you may not resonate with all of the romance messages either, okay? So whatever doesn't apply, throw it away. What's going on for our lovely Aquarius this month? Show me. We want to know what's going on in their love life for September 2019. All right, let's get right into your spread. All right, guys, we have Death coming straight out. We have King of Swords, 4 of Cups, 9 of Cups. Interesting, this just came out for Capricorn. Capricorn right at the center, there we go, the Devil card. We have the 8 of Swords, the Great Gaslighter, Victim Energy, Judgment. The Fool also came out for Capricorn, and 3 of Cups. Wow. All right. So, let's get right into your reading. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot card. So we're talking about moving towards your dreams, right? Your goal, your ultimate dream for your life right now, as it is at this moment. So we have quite an interesting array of cards here. At the center, we've got the Devil card, right? So the Devil card is one of the highest cards in the deck for creativity, right? Creative passions, Kundalini energy, of course. But we come right out with a heavy card, Death. And Death is a big transformation, right? A big change happening. So for some of you, Aquarius, you are going through a very strong transformation in all levels of your life. It's physically can be seen, right? Some of you may be moving. We have Retreat and Honeymoon. You may be moving. You may be traveling. Your environment may be changing significantly, right? You may be changing jobs, okay? But you've also got King of Swords and 4 of Cups on your top row. So you're coming in with, I want to say you're coming in with a real kind of discerning eye right now. King of Swords, I believe this, you're embodying King of Swords energy right now. In the sense that you're going through this transformation, but you're certainly keeping your eye on everything that's going on. You're requiring a lot of truth and honesty. I think this transformation has come on the heels of either a separation or some kind of falling out, right? Some kind of change in the way that you see certain relationships, and it's almost as if it's hardened you a little bit, Aquarius. You've been through a bit of something recently, right? And so this change, you're not taking any prisoners. The King of Swords takes no prisoners at all, right? He kind of cuts through with that sword through, to the truth. You can't really lie to him. The Queen of Swords is more about getting to the truth of who you are. The King of Swords gets down to the bottom of a situation. He kind of cuts through to the truth, to the heart of a scenario, right? He speaks truth, right? His mind is very quick and discerning. Very stern. He's the great rule maker in a lot of ways. He's also the great disciplinarian king, right? So he's the king who kind of metes out the punishment as well. He's very, can be quite severe. And I think this change that's happened most recently has really put you into that kind of mood. You have a Four of Cups. Someone is trying to flirt with you, but you're so much in your King of Swords right now that you're not having it. This Four of Cups is interesting because the Four of Cups is one of those cards that really we're talking about, you've been there, right? You can see what this empty cup is going to offer you, right? You've seen it before. You see the Three Cups in front of you, which are empty, and they were unsatisfactory, and this cup looks exactly like the same. In the Four of Cups, we talk about, a lot of people interpret it as being bored or stubborn, but the truth of the matter, it's requiring stability before you open your heart. You require somebody to show you a sense of stability. What are they giving you with this cup? Is this cup just an empty cup coming out of nowhere? Because that's what it seems to look like, right? And it seems to embody the same cups that you've already been through, which you're no longer willing to put up with. And so you start off this month with this really kind of sweeping change happening and this very stern attitude. Certainly you're not letting anyone in. Seven of Major Arcana, the Chariot, is about preparing the path towards your goals. And it could be that you've also had a real awakening that you haven't been moving towards your goals, perhaps for the sake of a relationship or for the sake of taking care of someone else. You have a wish fulfillment that comes in with this Nine of Cups. So something is also then happening in your life that is also a really big, has been a desire of yours, and the opportunity is now coming in for you to fulfill this desire. It could be an increase of creative energy. It could also be an increase of sexual sort of self-confidence, right? But I want to say this is very much to do with creative energy, being able to really let yourself go, right? The Devil card is about putting work into creativity, right? Making sure that your creative passions are also connected to a higher calling, right? You're not squandering your talents, you're not squandering your creative desires. It's when we squander them or when we don't sort of connect them to our higher purpose, an altruistic purpose of some sort, that we can really fall prey to codependencies and addictions. And that's kind of the negative side of the devil. You can see that the two people here are chained to the altar. This is the altar of the self, the ego, your desire. So again, when you want to communicate your desires, but it's not done in a way that is connected to the higher spirit, you can fall prey to the negatives of the Devil card. When connected to the higher spirit, you get that kind of Capricorn creative energy in the sense that, works of art are created, masterpieces are created, but this is because the connection is true. The conduit to the higher self is open, and so that's what's fueling your passions, not instant gratification. So you want to take care right here, because wish fulfillment can also be about instant gratification. The Knight of Cups talks about a type of wish that oftentimes is shallow. It doesn't bring in a true connection, right? It's a be careful what you wish for, because in the Nine of Cups, we still see the character is quite alone and solitary, right? He hasn't reached the Ten of Cups. He hasn't reached that understanding about connecting with people. He's very much still on his own path, a very selfish kind of path almost. Remember, 9 is always associated with hermit energy first and foremost. So in all of the 9 cards, we always see a sense of solitariness, being alone, walking the path alone, finding yourself sacrificing a deeper connection for the sake of another desire. And so this is what we have here. You know, we have this kind of wish fulfillment, but for wishes that take us away from a deeper connection. You want to be careful here, because if you are feeling an intensity of passion, desire, creative energy, and you're not having a positive outlet for it, right? If this Nine of Cups is a shallow kind of outlet or a shallow kind of desire, be careful that this doesn't then flip into negative energy. You also have an Eight of Swords here, so somebody is very much playing the victim, okay? Somebody is very much playing the victim. Eight of Swords is about, you know, being very restricted in your thinking, so restricted in your thinking and outdated in the ideas that you hold on to, that you alienate yourself from others. You cross boundaries, unhealthy boundaries, by the way you communicate, which also alienates you from others. You know, and then oftentimes this sort of personality will then blame everyone else around them for being alienated. This is the card of the person who plays the victim, or the person who oftentimes will try to gaslight you. This is the card that is associated with toxic behavior as well in relationships, right? And so again, you want to be careful, because there may be indeed someone that is coming into your life. They may have fulfilled your wish fulfillment. Now listen when I say this. This could very well be someone that you've always kind of had a crush on. And so they're coming into your life. Might be this Nine of Cups desire that you've had. You've been saying no to a lot of other suitors, but now all of a sudden, this person may come in, and they may be just as toxic or worse than the people you've been saying no to. And there's a lot of devil energy here, so there's a lot of very high passion, but there's also certainly the possibility for a codependent relationship here. You want to be very careful. Judgment is coming in to let you know to let go of any misplaced guilt or responsibility. Try to look at a situation from all sides. Judgment talks about trying to walk in somebody else's shoes, trying to look at a scenario from different sides other than your own. And so through that, we learn compassion. Judgment is about compassion and empathy, and then also having that for yourself. So you begin to release guilt, misplaced judgments that you've put on others, and certainly that you've put on yourself. This is a very healthy aspect to come in on the back of this Eight of Swords, because if you can look at the situation from all sides and release judgment, and this is not to say to feel sorry for this person, okay? That's a distortion of having empathy and compassion. Simply sort of being codependent or enabling someone's negative and toxic behavior does not mean that you're somehow being supportive or spiritual. You're being codependent, and you're just really sucking into a very toxic energy exchange. Judgment is about looking at things from all sides and releasing guilt for yourself as well. Releasing this feeling of responsibility that you have for others. You cannot change others, right? You can't fix others. Others have to fix themselves. And so in this way, not only do you let go of that egoist desire to fix people, which inevitably gets you into more codependent and toxic relationships, because it's an illusion. You can't fix anyone. It comes from a place of ego and pride, right? Once you let go of that, not only do you let go of that need to fix someone, you also let go of the guilt or the misplaced responsibility that you have for them, the misplaced guilt that you have for them, and then you release yourself as well. And in this way, you're able to walk away from somebody like this in a very healthy way. All right. This is not at all to say that this makes you want to then stay with the toxic individual. That should not be the outcome of that. You know, toxicity is not something that you should indulge in ever, or think that you can somehow fix through virtue of your own spirituality. That is an illusion. And that has at the core of it, that actually comes from the ego and not the spirit. Okay, because the spirit understands that everybody has to walk their own path, and so you can't help people in that way who are unwilling to help themselves. The Fool comes in, and I think you may also, if you do, follow this Judgment card, meditate on these energies, and deal with this situation in a very healthy manner. You get the Fool card, and it's almost as if death comes full circle down here. It's like death has come in as a transformation earlier this month, but you've almost been given this kind of testing ground here to see if can you really handle this transformation, or will you simply go back to the same kind of mode of behavior that you had before you went through the death card. All right. This kind of exchange, I think that'll happen at some point this month with this individual. It'll be a test of this judgment energy, which is required on some level for some reason for this full transformation to occur. Because then we see the Fool, and the Fool indicates the beginning of a new path. And so now we have the transformation complete, and you ready to step forward on this new path that the transformation has opened up for you. Lest you fall prey to this very toxic person here, you may find yourself indeed starting a new path, but it is not the path that you thought. And be careful as well, because we have the Chariot here, and the Chariot tells us that when we prepare the path, we must be very careful, because once we engage on it, the Chariot is going to take us along the path that we prepared, whether, and it's going to take us to a place, to wherever that path leads. There's nothing we can do, right? Once the Chariot is off, once you're off. And so that's why oftentimes the preparation has to really be done properly. So again, if you attack this situation with a healthy attitude this month, there's a multiple of different possibilities that this Fool could take. But you want this Fool to take the road that is towards your ultimate goal. Right? Or do you want to make sure certainly that you don't go back down the same road that you have been before? Retreat and honeymoon. This is the nature of why we have two kind of discordant cards, right? Honeymoon is going away together and to enjoy bliss, and retreat is leaving almost in a way, right? To get away from something. And so this is why I never try to interpret the romance messages until the 9-card spread is out, so that we really can see what is going on with the read. All right. And so after all of this, there's a celebration, right? You have a 3 of Cups, and the indication here is that a lot of you Aquarius out there will indeed handle this in a very healthy way. And what happens is that you come out of the other side of it with very healthy relationships, right? Healthy relationships with people of like mind. And now you are feeling much more of a bonding, much more of a loyalty. You're feeling buoyed up and not dragged down or worried by the possibility of being in another toxic relationship. This is almost like your kind of reaffirmation that happens after everything, your celebration, you're kind of like, yeah, you did the right thing. And it just also kind of indicates the nature of the road that the Fool is taking, who has really accomplished this, like tackled this kind of dynamic this month. You just go down a road of bonding, loyalty, and celebration with those around you. It's a very positive kind of it's a very positive path, and it's a vibrating up of relationships, certainly from a toxic person like an 8 of Swords. All right, Aquarius, I'm going to call it, this is your, oops, that's my camera, sorry. I'm going to call it, this is your September monthly love reading. It's a very specific message. For those of you out here who resonate with part of it, please, of course, like, subscribe. I know that these readings can't resonate with all of you out there, so of course, whatever doesn't apply to you, just throw it away and check out some other readings for the month. And I always encourage my watchers to do that. But for right now, I'm going to say goodbye on this YouTube video. But if you want to see the extended reading, where we also then pull out another 9 Thoth cards to clarify each of these cards, and we also pull out some oracle cards, then you can go ahead and follow me on Patreon. All right? But for right now, YouTube, thank you so much for stopping by. I love you, Aquarius. Have a wonderful September, and I'll see you at the mid-month love check-in. Bye-bye.